exact same day, the exact same hour, the waters of this fountain is turned off. And at this moment, once every year, throughout the town, throughout the school, time stands still. On November 14th, 1970, the Marshall University football team was playing in Greenville, North Carolina, playing against rival East Carolina. The game was very close throughout, but the Thundering Herd lost 17-14. Back in the 70s, it was very rare for college sports teams to travel by plane to their away contest because of how expensive it was. But for the only time that season, the team traveled by plane. Following the game, the team boarded a twin-engine plane departing from Kingston, North Carolina to Huntington, West Virginia at 6:38. According to aviationsafety.net, the flight was only 344 miles and flight time was approximately 52 minutes. At 7:32, crew established contact with Tri-State Airport, descending at 5,000 feet. At 7:34, the plane approached Tri-State Airport from the west, and at 6:36, the tower personnel saw a red glow west of the airport. Flight 932 had hit a tree on a hill approximately 1 mile west of the runway. The plane had dipped right, almost inverted, and crashed nose first. Parts of the plane had scattered the site, resulting in a ground fire which melted most of the fuselage and reduced it to a powder-like substance. All 75 members aboard the plane had died almost immediately. There were 37 players, 8 coaches, 25 fans, and 5 flight crew members on the plane. Probable cause of the crash was descent below minimum descent altitude during a non-precision approach under bad weather conditions without visual contact with the runway environment. The days following the crash, Marshall conducted a memorial service at the football stadium. Classes were also canceled on that following Monday, as well as meetings and university events. Many local businesses in Huntington were also closed following the crash. According to History.com, there were so many funerals that had to be spread out over several weeks, but the most saddening funeral was for 6 players that were unable to be identified. So they were buried together on a hill at Spring Hill Cemetery overlooking their school. The university thought long and hard about shutting the football program down, but ultimately decided to keep the program going. On March 17, 1971, Marshall hired Coach Jack Lingo. After Lingo was hired, he offered the assistant coach's job to Red Dawson. Red Dawson was the receivers coach for the 1970 team, who gave up his playing seat to assist graduate assistant Gail Parker on a recruiting trip. Red Dawson accepted, but would only return for 1 year. Recruiting a whole football team was hard for Marshall because freshmen weren't allowed to play varsity football. A few players from the 1970 team that didn't travel because of injuries returned to play the following year. After a special request, the NCAA gave Marshall special permission to play freshmen on the varsity team. According to Time.com, President Richard Nixon sent Coach Lingo a letter of encouragement writing, "Friends across the land will be rooting for you, but whatever the season brings, you've already won your greatest victory yet by putting the 1971 varsity squad on the field." Coach Mingle labeled the 1971 team as the Young Thundering Herd because of the youth and inexperience the team had. The Young Thundering Herd were able to win 2 games that season. The first one was a 15-13 victory over Xavier University in the home opener and second game of the season. They went on to lose their next game to Miami of Ohio, 66-6. Their second and final win of the season came with a 12-10 win over Bowling Green. Marshall continued to produce the football team every year following the crash, but failed to have a winning season. The program started to turn around with the arrival of Sonny Randall. He was able to lay the foundation for the future while at Marshall. In 1992, Marshall defeated Youngstown State in the Division I AA championship. In 1996, Randy Moss arrived in Huntington after being kicked out of the Florida State program. While Moss was at Marshall, he broke or tied every receiving record in Division I AA. He was also able to put Marshall on the map and lead them to an undefeated season and winning the national championship. In 1996, Marshall moved up to Division I-A, which is now FBS. Moss, along with Chad Pennington, led Marshall to the first ever bowl game appearance in the first season at the highest level. Marshall today is one of the powerhouses in Conference USA. In 2014, Marshall was able to win the conference championship with a 13-1 record. In 2015, Marshall played a home football game on the 44th anniversary of the plane crash and honored the fallen 75 by wearing all black uniforms and having number 75 on all sides of the helmets. The first touchdown of the game was scored by Marshall at the 11:14 mark of the first quarter to make the score 7-0, with the sunset looking over the field. For those of you who did not catch that, the clock stopped at 11:14 to make the score 7-0. 11:14-7. Each year, Huntington remembers the 75 people on the same day. This program has a story no one else had. Marshall is the heart and soul of Huntington. That's why each fall in November,